Yeah, I'm early. You'll see what I've been watching, huh? I
Both
got
of
such the
Miles's
fever
bucks
right now.
walked down last year. Look at all the deer tracks in
Got
this
my
thing,
pizza
bud.
going.
We did a summer burn, me, Ben, and Chris, on this side right behind Miles.
Been watching hunting nonstop.
And this other side,
Trying to get in the
we
fever, you
burned.
know. It's 80 something degrees down here. I'm just catching up on Discord. See me have to go slash some political post. But happy Thursday to everybody. Went to the doctor today. Got my how about that? Got my little injection in the rear end. Steroid shot so I can try to get rid of this crap I got going on in my sinuses and I can breathe and do videos and stuff like that. Be able to function this weekend. I'm trying, Milkman. I'm trying, man. Not that I'm sponsored by him, but I've been taking those airborne pills. The airborne, I think it's called airborne. They like dissolve in the water and all that. Yeah, airborne. I got the ones that you put in the water and they dissolve and then you drink it and stuff like that. I find that has helped a lot. I'm nowhere as bad as I was Tuesday night. Tuesday was bad. You know, lives are easier than doing regular videos. And then, you know, if I couldn't come do a live, it had to be bad. Again, I know I'm the most unprofessional channel that there is because I'm sitting here eating in front of y'all, but hey, I was actually on time for once. So I figured y'all would rather me be on time and just eat my last slice of pizza in front of y'all. You know, I go to the gym. I've been jogging and walking 2.5. I'm up to 2.5 miles now. And then I come here and eat pizza. Yeah, that shot they give you at the doctor, I think it's Celestone or whatever it's called. It burns like a bitch. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It's like they putting diesel or gasoline straight up in your butt cheek and it hurts like hell. But I tell you what, an hour later, you can breathe like never before. It's great. All right, I'm done with that. Now I gotta figure out what kind of ice cream I got for dessert. Look, man, guys, WB200 adapter installed today. Mine is still slowly crawling across the country on the back of a bicycle. At least the last I checked. Let's see where mine's at. But moved up by a few days. Now mine's coming October 28th. This is my replacement from Hyfix on my WB200. Jackson, Mississippi. Well, I could go drive there in 2 hours and go get it. But anyway, it's coming. At least it's coming. It's on its way. Gen X wants to know why, Grumpy, why did you decide not to get Helium mobile hotspots going? I understand you made some money at first. That's my claim to fame. I know these guys who are here today are sick of hearing it, but it is what it is. Yes. When I got a Helium device, I paid $5,000 for it on eBay, me and two buddies, and we ROI'd in 17 days on our $5,000. And then we bought more Helium devices, and then eventually rewards start going to crap. And knowing a little bit about networking and knowing a little bit about RF and that kind of stuff like that, I just didn't think mobile was going to be as easy as it was for Helium. Helium didn't need the speed, but I knew about fiber, and I knew about network speeds and internet speeds and stuff, that there was going to be certain requirements. And I didn't want to have to worry about setting those requirements up depending on where I put. And to be honest with you, I live in a rural location. So I did not know where I would be able to set up Helium mobile devices at that would get decent offloading. Even on the cellular side, when I would do any of those, estimates and stuff like that, it wasn't really that great. But my biggest thing was I watched Helium IoT rewards tank. And it's kind of like, hey, you fooled me once, shame on you. You fooled me twice, shame on me. And I wasn't getting fooled the second time. Now, I'm sure some people who got into it early, who got certain devices, possibly got, rewarded well. Possibly. I don't know. I didn't really follow it. I understand like the CBRS stuff has all went to hell in a handbasket. I don't know if they got some kind of compensation from Helium or if it was, hey, sorry, try again later. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that, but I just looked at Helium as, I had probably about at that time when Helium started coming out, mobile started coming out, I had over 20 devices, and I was just gonna stick with that for now. And in hindsight, I still think I made the correct move. And y'all know me. If I screwed up, I would have I admit it. There's several certain decisions I've made that were not the best decisions in the world, and but I still think Helium Mobile, from what because like I said, I didn't have a place to offload Wi-Fi. I work in the office, so I would have 10 or 15 phones with other people that maybe would offload to that, but I don't have like any kind of big coffee shops or places, to stick that kind of stuff. So CBRS got free mobile hotspots. I think I still think I probably would have did better with a CBRS if that would have stuck. you know, we have some very busy intersections and some very busy state highways and that kind of stuff like that that roll through here. Interstates, two interstates right here on a certain corner that backs up in dead stop traffic, I-55 and I-10. If any of y'all are familiar with that, I-55 goes straight up the middle of the United States all the way past Illinois. It literally starts where my parish is, breaks off I-10 and goes that way. That would have been a great intersection. I had a pole right there I could have used. You know, so maybe for a little while I could have got something. I don't know. 619, dude, you are the helium master. That's how I've known you for all these years. But I'm at a point that I can't drop it right now. And look, this might be another one of my bad decisions that I'm gonna make. But you know, I was hoping to get it back to $10 right now. I'm hoping for $5. It's way too low. It's like, it's disgusting. I'm stubborn enough to say with helium that I'd let it go back to zero before I sold at $1.90 or whatever the hell it's at right now. I wish I would have sold at $10. I really wish. I would have sold a good chunk, especially for the amount of tokens that I have still. But you know, don't call it a comeback. Where's LL Cool J when you need him? Yo, we were up to $2.13 earlier. Then $1.83, $1.80, $1.80, $1.79. If we go from $1.79 to $2.11, watch out. Watch out. Be back to $5 before you know it. Yep. Can't even get my freaking camera right. Oh man, it's always something. Now it's too far the other way. Isn't lives great? Yes, since I've been watching hunting videos, I'm gonna put a camo hat on. So what else is going on? How much do I earn one day? Are you asking me that, or are you asking Gen X that? Because you know what I'm making, because I know you watch all my Monday videos, but last I knew I was making like 13 cents a day on my Helium IoT devices right now. I have to agree with 619 on that one. There's no such thing as really a DEPIN run, because there's some projects that are just crap. So in other news, which I don't know a lot about, I'm not gonna sit and pretend like I know a lot about it because I never got into it. I don't know why. I'd like to be able to tell y'all that, yeah, I saw this coming or something like that, but I didn't. But this goes to show you that this is why we always say you never know what happens tomorrow. If any of y'all had this on your bingo cards a week ago, you lied. You know, unless y'all knew something inside, because from what I understand, again, I don't own any Kadena at all, but people were very caught off guard with this. They saw their wallets go down to crap, and I'm sorry for them. Like I'm not trying to be rude about it or anything like that. It sucks. It again, I don't have any, but I feel bad for the people who did, people who supported this project, supported these tokens. But again, this is why I say you never know what's going to happen tomorrow in crypto. You know, it's easy to say don't play with money that you can't afford to lose tomorrow, because nobody likes to lose money. I don't care how much money you have. Nobody likes to lose money, but it just goes to show you it's a wake up call that any of this stuff can happen to anything. While Kadena wasn't the, a top 10 token, it still was one of the bigger tokens. I don't know. I don't know the whole story behind it, but unfavorable market conditions. I call bullshit on that, because then there'd be a lot of different ones. I mean, you survived the bear market, but right now you have unfavorable market conditions. That doesn't sound right. So you went from 22 cents to 6 cents, down 80% in a month. $1.80 something at the high. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I feel sorry for, look at this. Like, this has to be an AI bot. KDA showing signs of potential bullish reversal after holding strong above 6 cent support. Buyers are attempting to regain short-term control of volume, picking them up from the base zone. I'm guessing that's a bot because it's idiotic. But it sucks, man. I feel for those people who were in Kadena. I know that I posted on the Grumpy Discord a message from Crank, just kind of telling everybody, hey guys, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Don't be upset with us. Because apparently, they were a big supporter of Kadena, at least as far as I knew. I've never gotten Crank. I followed them for a while. I was in their Discord for a while. Some people made some kind of comments, and I'm like, I'm peacing out for a little while. But Crank said they know they're not being interrupted. I know some of y'all were concerned with this. I saw y'all messaging back and forth about it, but they're saying they're not going to be affected. I don't know if they're going to Solana, because I saw that those comments being made in their Discord, but it just seems like Solana's going to pick up even more business now. Going back to the comments. They all buying the dips. I'm going broke over here. Just keep buying dips. Listen, I'm all with you. I bought the dips and then dipped again, and I bought the dips back on that Saturday. I told y'all, and it came up some. I took a little bit of profit because I needed it with something going on with my son. He's in a fraternity now at college, and they need something, and it's like I just can't catch a break. I got this hunting trip coming up first week of November, and I had no money for it. So I'm kind of at this. I had to sell a little bit of crow. I think I told you all about that, and wanted to a little thing. So I got paid this evening, and I bought a little bit of that back. And luckily, it's a little bit lower right now than when I sold. So you would think I would turn out a little better, but I don't have the money to buy. There are some absolutely great bargains out there. That is for dang sure. Y'all know when y'all see a fear and greed index in 20s, that's crazy. alt season ain't happening anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. We're all off, that's for sure. But, you know, B&B has been one of my, without even knowing it, I didn't even realize I had B&B. I bought years ago. And I got like, just like two or three, but the thing was like $200 or $300 back in the bear market. XRP, I don't know what the hell, y'all saw my video last night about XRP. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I don't follow it deep enough with the XRP army and all that stuff like that. But it's just, you know, normally you find a lot of videos about everybody's on the same side of XRP. Yeah, we going to the moon. We're going to $4. We're going to 513 or 532 or whatever hell it is. 6-7 or whatever hell the kids are saying these days, or $10 or $100. And right now, you look at XRP online, they're in two opposite directions. You got some people, of course, Wendy and them saying it's going to the moon and everything. And you got some people saying XRP is in trouble. I don't know what's going on with it. I would just say that some of y'all have always asked, what's a good buy-in for XRP? If you believe it's going to $4 or $5 in the next bull market, or $10, $239 is a good price. I think anything below that $280, $270 price on XRP might be a good price. But you know, you look at Solana, that was down, was 170, 160, 180. That's back up to 192. And you kind of wonder, like, why is XRP at this level? I don't know. Cardano in the 60s, I think, is very good. Chainlink, I like Chainlink. I don't really own that much of it, but I do like Chainlink. Avalanche, Litecoin is the cockroach. You know, after the next nuclear holocaust, there'll be cockroaches and Litecoin left. I keep saying it over and over. Chronos took a big dip. It was what, 40 cents not too long ago. Of course, I need it right now for this hunting season, and I can't dare sell it at 14 cents. I'm making bank, very good bank with this crypto card. Went to the pharmacy. They had to pick up a whole bunch of medicine for me and my daughter and stuff like that. I got paid, so I moved some money over to my Crow card. I then used the Crow card at the pharmacy. Boom, and then I get a couple of dollars back in Crow because of how much the pharmacy was. But yeah, you look at what Crow was, even at 21 cents, and it's taking a dip. But see, if I'm not ready to sell Crow, I want Crow as low as possible, because when I use my crypto.com card, I'm getting Crow, a certain amount of Crow, certain dollars worth of Crow. So the lower the token, the more Crow I get. So, you know, I got well over 30,000 Crow tokens. I started with 4,000 when I got that card, 4,800. So I'm doing pretty well. You know, I don't know what the hell's going on with Peak at all. I think Peak is still waiting for a very strong project to come and prop it up. You know, we were back up to 14 cents at one point, and we're back down to 8 cents. I'm still trying to get my average cost down a little bit. My average cost on this is about 17 cents, I think. It was at 18 cents before today's purchase. I purchased a little bit of it. Just trying to get my average cost down. But I think Peak is waiting on, Peak needs a good project to prop it up. I'll be dead honest with you. I'm purchasing right now, I told y'all before, just to get my average cost down. Once I get my average cost down and I can get out of this with some profit, I'm probably going to get out of it. Cause I just don't see any, unless I'm not thinking of any, y'all can tell me. I just don't see any really strong projects coming out for Peak right now. I don't know. I'm sure I'll regret it. I'm sure as soon as I sell it, it's going to 2x, 3x from there. I don't know. Let me see what else. Here's the coin that ESP node. Kadena is the coin that the ESP32 node project was using. The one we looked at. Since the whole hasn't built on ESP. So Jay Styles says Kadena is going away, which affects Crank. since their whole ecosystem is built on it. I thought that, you know, I know Milan likes to Milan, whatever his name is. I know he has to downplay certain things, but I thought they based a lot of their stuff on their projects on that. You had to stake so much of it and do that kind of stuff like that. So I kind of figured that. So you're gonna switch the sorbets along the way? Yeah, it's probably not. Hey Grumpy, have you heard about DNet? No, I have not. What is DNet? DNet DEPIN storage layer. Wait, I think somebody did talk to me about. We did. It's only DEPIN storage later with tokenized. I think we might have talked about this in one of the lives. I haven't really looked that deep into it. DNet is the solution. Just Fought is in charge of the new projects division of the Grumpy Discord. So does it take hard drives? I got stacks and stacks and stacks of 2 terabyte and 4 terabyte hard drives at my office. Oh, Kadena going away for hey Grumpy. Curious your thoughts on Binance, dude. Jay, I guess it's just party control Binance again. It's like there was no crime. Hey man, you talk about Trump and his buddies. It goes to show you it's worldwide. I saw an article and somebody saying how Binance is just blowing up now because he's out of jail. I didn't really notice that. You know, I don't remember the exact charges because it was a while back, but I remember certain people I watched or something like that thought some of the charges were kind of BS that they put against them. But again, don't quote me on that because I don't remember. It's up 5% today, down 1%. So it's not really having this huge surge like everybody thought, because or I don't know how long ago that this was even announced about him being released. I did not realize. I swear I did not realize. I did not realize Trump pardoned CZ. I did not realize that. I swear. I made that Trump joke thinking that CZ got, charges dropped in like a Europe or across seas or something like overseas. And Trump, I thought presidents and governors and stuff don't pardon people until the end of their terms, so that they never questioned about it. What the hell? It don't look good. That don't look good. I know who fought it. It is not happy with that at all. KDA miners cost a fortune. Already planning on going to Solana. Goes on KDA. The bulls come. KDA was not a Cardano founder. I don't say he may prop it up. Why? Hey, Jay Styles, you say that, but about it being propped up. I want to show y'all something else. people were buying FTX token even when he was going to jail. And I'm trying to find where it was, but at one point it got really, really low. And then was going on its way back up. Look, it went back up to $4. So if you bought at some of these really low spots, like who buys this when they know what's going on with FTX? And look, 360 for New Year's is going down now, but I mean, you still got 4 million of volume on FTX token, 4 million on Binance, 1.1 million on the Dollar General version of a CEX, and you have 3 million on HTX. Like, so my point I'm getting at with that is, the reason I bring up that is I always use that for example, that anybody will buy any shit. And I hate the curse, but it is. Like, you know that FTX, the whole FTT, all that, you know that Sam Friedman, whatever his name is, what the whole deal with that. But don't put it past people to buy stuff. Don't put it past people to go buy Kadena right now. Especially if word gets out that there might be somebody else that props it up or does something with it. You can have people who speculate buy it. Let's be honest. Now, I mean, if you're holding a lot of it, you know, you have some people who will buy it now to get their average cost down at this low price, hoping that it does get propped up. Let me see. Just finished my trip from Oklahoma. I had my Litecoin running the whole trip. Pushed me over 90,000 Rover. Good job, Roar. Roar 512 says, why don't you let me borrow for my hunting trip in November? We'll split the rewards. Ship it to me. $916. Very good, buddy. Just need to flip the screen. 90,000 for $916. Very good. Very good. Did people point at you while you were driving down the interstate? That's all I want to know. So yeah, I'm driving. I'm first going hunt in first week of November. I will be hunting the west side of Missouri. I found a spot that I want to try out. My buddy went last year and did very well. So I'm gonna go try that for about 2 or 3 days. Then I'm gonna go try my usual spot, the southeastern side of Missouri, for about 4 or 5 days. I volunteered to work something next weekend, and it's the only reason I did it is to help pay for my trip to go to Mining Disrupt. Apparently none of my projects are going TGE anytime soon to help me with a tax write-off and help pay for it. So, you know, unless somebody wants to sponsor me a trip on Southwest to go, but I'm going to end up working overtime for Halloween and Saturday, and then have the truck basically packed up and then leave Sunday morning to go hunting in Missouri. But it's going to be a lot of this. Like I said, it's a 10-hour trip there. Probably 11-hour trip there. And then across Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, then into Missouri, and then across the east side. Unless somebody has some deer hunting locations in Missouri that they want to share. There was a guy that was in D-Scam with us for a while, who there was 2 different guys actually from Missouri. Both of them told me I can come hunt whatever I wanted, come clean out the deer and everything. Of course, now hunting season's here and they're long gone. I don't think neither one even joined my Discord. They were gone before that. D-Scam screwed them over and they were gone. But Rover, yeah, that's good. I have not really been keeping up with Rover. I need to start trying to, like, every Monday take a snapshot of how many, because, you know, lately I've just been going back and forth to work, so it's gonna be the same roads over and over again. This weekend, going back to the hunting lease to do some work on it. I try to take some different roads every now and then, just so I can get new roads between 375 AI and, you know, these other projects with 5 phones on my freaking dashboard. Who fought it? I appreciate you passing by, man. Thank you for your political wisdom. They want to own a part of the Trump son is involved with them. They want to own part of Binance or something. Who knows these days? Who knows? Look, y'all know I'm not the #1 Trump fan. I don't think he's as bad as what people give him a fair shake out to be, or don't give him a fair shake. I think politics is hypocritical. I don't care what's going on. Don't care what's going on. They're both hypocritical. I want to make my own political party, the Grumpy Party, and just be done with it. I'm truly a conservative, but I don't even think the Republican Party identifies as conservative anymore. So it's time for a new party, and not the Elon Musk party either, because that's a whack job too. What else? But FTX went under for all the scheming. Kadena is being turned over to the community. Only the office is closed, and there's a token supply for like 20 years or something. That kind of sounds like Dogecoin. I mean, there's gonna be no projects built on it anymore. Anything, their offices are closing. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have money to speculate by, but if you do, throw a few bucks at it. You never know what happens. I've been telling everybody to buy Vet. Vet from right now goes back to all-time highs. You're like 12xing at this point, 11x or 12x in your money. But there's no telling if we're even going to have an alt season the way this is going. Y'all saw what coin market cap's got a alt season, 23 out of 100. You're going the wrong way. Top 100 coins over 90 days. MYX. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, I think we missed out on that one. Zcash. I didn't know Zcash was still alive. Don't tell me this. Oh, I'm gonna be sick to my freaking stomach. I gotta go. Oh God. Oh. Zcash was dead. I had a Z whatever miner, ASIC miner. I was mining Zcash, and he kept saying Zcash is dead. Zcash is dead. Oh God. You see, this is why I tell y'all, do not follow me. Unsubscribe from my channel and do not follow me. What the front door? Oh my God. Y'all please hold while I open my Exodus wallet and puke on a camera, please. Because I know I don't own no more. Oh God, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. Oh, especially the number in front of the comma on my Exodus wallet. I haven't opened this in forever. Zcash. Nope. I think Zcash 0. God. Oh God, I can freaking cry. Look at this. This is why y'all don't need to be following me for advice. I sent the last of my Zcash back on June 7th. That was worth $27. It's now worth $236. That's it, guys. I'm going puke in the toilet. Thank y'all for watching my live tonight. I can't do this no more. I can't do crypto no more. I just why? Somebody explain it to me. Like Zcash was supposed to be dead. Dan, I'm with you, brother. Let's all just buy Jesus token. Like I'm literally pissed and disgusted. Zcash is supposed to be dead. I owned so much of it. I had a ASIC miner The Xenon Big, not the Xenon Mini, the Xenon Big that just sat in my buddy's warehouse. It didn't cost me nothing to freaking run. I could, oh God. This is why you don't sell. This is right here. Like, you think you're selling, you make, I mean, I made a profit. I mean, I bought the Xenon off of eBay for a guy who was liquidating all his ASIC stuff. It worked great. There's nothing wrong with it. I think one time one of the ASIC blades went out, bought another one eBay for 20 something bucks, popped it in, it worked, and it worked again. And I just slowly said profits out of it. And eventually he said Zcash is dead, and what some other one that was also with it dead, and as I needed stuff. And look, I'm telling you right now, I'm sure that I just rolled this into other tokens. I can't sit and tell you what other tokens it was because I don't remember. I don't really back then remember selling Zcash for, because I needed money. But this is disgusting. This I'm not joking with y'all. Please don't think this is a funny joke that I'm like, this is the kind of stuff that makes me want to quit crypto. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, Litecoin's gonna be $500 the next bull run. I sold all mine. It's the best indicator they got. Sold it all. That's disgusting. It is just absolutely. Yeah, tell y'all, don't follow me for financial advice. It's right here. Just so you know, just so nobody can say you didn't see it. Let's see. That's like, I'm besides myself. Like, I'm really in, it's a bad time to run out of alcohol. I'm probably gonna have to go run and buy some bourbon after this. Litecoin was in the 60s. This will be $500 again. I have no doubt in my mind. It's all right. Who wants to take this over? Because I can't do this. Somebody lost 3 million of XRP. I did see an article on that. Tell Coinbase the authorized transaction. Yeah, I just realized that, 6 months later or whatever it was later. Oh, that's disgusting. I wonder if I even have that monitor. I'm gonna go tear apart my garage. 1 o'clock in the morning, my wife's gonna be screaming at me in the garage. What the hell are you doing? You're waking everybody up. I'm like, go back to bed. Trying to find this ATM machine I left in here. Problem is it got to a point that, just along with every other ASIC monitor, that the difficulty got so bad that it just wasn't worth it. Let me see what I was making. Let's see. Oh God. At today's prices, I was making about $2 a day. At today's prices. When I unplugged it, it was $2 every 7 days. Okay, I gotta quit looking at it. What else we got? Oh man, unless you look back. The story of life. No regrets on anything you do. But there's regrets on this one. Again, I'm not utterly that sick because I didn't lose money. I lucked out when I bought this on eBay. It ran for, I'm gonna say years, but it ran for years. 2018 to 2020, ran for 5 years. In 2018, this is what it was making. Man, hell. Welcome to crypto, guys. And you know what? If I would have sold my helium at $40 and not just kept holding on to it like a goofball, I'd still be broke today. Put it on par. I got it in my closet somewhere. My garage. I'm telling you right now, as soon as I get off this freaking live, I'm going in there and look for it. I just can't remember. I mean, it's been 2.5 years. Yes, I unplugged it and just left it in my freaking. And I'll have a Litecoin miner in there too. Eventually, all 3 blades eventually went out of my Litecoin miner. I had a 03 plus that was doing very well in the beginning. And just like everything else, it goes eventually down. The Litecoin, I had it on a light pool where it was also getting Dogecoin, and I had a couple of ASICs for Bitcoin, and then I had the Xenon for Zcash and the Litecoin, and then I had graphics cards for Ethereum, and I was doing very well back then. Then I'm like, let me get into DEPIN. And I had a mullet before I started DEPIN. No, this is kids in stress at work, babysitting kids at work. But I'm about to look into that pirate chain. I do have the miner still. If y'all remember, I told y'all how I bought one of those miners, and it might have been the Litecoin miner. When it got really bad, I put it on what the hell was it called? I put it on one of those mining things. Pro hashing. Now listen, guys. I have not been into ASIC mining or anything, so this might be very old school. Again, I quit doing this when I got really into helium and stuff, 2021, 2022. No, so I was doing all that. 2023 is about when I got out of the ASIC stuff. But this is how I have BNB. This is how I have XRP. This is how I have some of them. You would stick your ASIC miners on this thing, and what would happen was you would just tell it what you want to pay it out in. You could pick tokens to be paid out in. So I would go on YouTube and find what's the latest, greatest, one of the good tokens, and one was Cardano. So I got paid in Cardano, even though I was using a Litecoin miner. That's what the reward. They just converted it on their own, and that's what you got paid in. And like I said, I got some pretty decent token rewards. Cardano. I mean, you can get paid out in different types of tokens that you want, and that's how I did it, man. Put in your hash rate, put in whatever. And gosh bless America. I wonder if I got anything still even in here. Two-factor authentication. Wouldn't it be great if I just stumbled across like $100? So let's see. Y'all feeling lucky? I have no referrals. I have no workers. Balance table, payouts, Litecoin, BAT. Bitcoin, Cardano, oh my God, network, BAT again, Binance, Chainlink, Cardano, XRP, Bitcoin, 0x, XRP, Zcash, 50 more XRP. Man. So they must have cleaned up. I remember getting an email a while back. If I didn't move money or set up my stuff again, they were going to start cleaning up my balances. That's pro hashing. Not sponsored. So what would be your top 5 miners you would mine now for 2026? Miners. I'm going to refer to Jay Styles. I don't deal with any miners anymore. A6, I got lucky that I got in my A6 when I did, but I just feel, and look, I haven't, I call it a newer generation, but it shows you I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I've actually had one of the mining companies reach out to me and was going to get a free ticket for them somewhere and doing kind of stuff. And then I'm sure they'll start being sponsored by them and stuff like that. And I never really followed up on it because I just feel A6 these days watching I still watch Voscoin videos. And my fear is that by the time you get that device, then by the time you can even come close to remotely breaking even, the hash rate is so high, you're not going to make anything off of them. Now I understand I call it, again, a new generation of ASICs that are back to an affordable level, but I was seeing ASICs at one point going for like 15 grand, 20 grand. Like that's a small, cheap used car. That's crazy. Again, I don't know what they're going for now. Don't quote me on it, but I know there's a new kind of level of ASIC miners, but I can't consciously buy them. I used to go to this website a lot, put in whatever I was going to do, whether it was script. Like I don't even know what gigahashes and terahashes they even up to nowadays. But it would tell you, before electricity, after electricity. That was another thing, is electricity was starting to get stupid. I try to keep all my stuff as 120 because, again, I had a buddy at a warehouse and he was like, go plug it in the corner. I don't care. But it was all 110, 120, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't going to extra do for 220 stuff because he didn't have there was a lot of 220 outlets in the warehouse. I don't know. I've looked at the BitX thing, and again, look, I might be completely wrong on this because I came in late to the game, but if I recall correctly, BitXs were a lot cheaper back in time. And it seems like as they got more, before, again, I could be completely wrong, but I was pretty sure that all started as basically, do you think you can catch lightning in a bottle while you're sitting between Dolly Parton and Pamela Anderson? Yes, I just age myself, 1993 Pamela Anderson, not 2025 Pamela Anderson. And do you think you're lucky enough to hit a, Bitcoin, whatever? And now they seem like they're trying to push more hash out of them to make it like a actual mining thing. Am I wrong on that? But then they also have got more expensive, bigger fans and bigger things like that. I know people buy them, but last I priced it, they it's something I don't. It's 1.2 terahash, but last I heard, hasn't Bitcoin's difficulty went way past the terahash now, if I'm not mistaken. And look, that's all you need. How lucky do you feel? 2 Bitcoin blocks have been confirmed as mined using BitX hardware. Block whatever was found on July 2024 by Bit using only 500 gigahash. So you don't even need a terahash. Then this block was set on March 10th, 2025. So 2 BitX block on the like 1 in a 5 million chance on each block. Literally like winning the lottery, but buy for fun. See, I even took, I've told you before, one of my ESP32s when I got out of Flock token or whatever it was called. Flock. Was that what it was? Flock? Flax or whatever. And I got out of that project because I just, my little spider sense was going off about it. I just wanted out of it. And I put it on, plugged in behind me, and it's doing solo mining on the ESP32 off a program I found. I don't even know how to get into it. I can't find where the program I used to hook it up on my computer. I can't find how to get into it to check on the miner. I can't find any of it. I even tried going back in my Google search to find the original website I followed. That's why I've never did a video on it. Now I got a buddy who's begging me to get involved in Meshtastic. I think it's called Meshtastic. I need somebody to explain to me what the hell Meshtastic is before I go any further with it. But I was looking at Meshtastic, which is not a crypto project. It's more of a project. Meshtastic. I don't get what it's for. I'm trying. Like, I'm not trying to be an a-hole and grumpy. I just don't understand. I know some of y'all on here have mentioned Meshtastic to me before, but no idea what the hell it is. Like, I have no idea. Like, I want somebody to tell me what the hell is it for. So I have an extra ESP32 device that I was kind of keeping on the side for that. I need to go through all these. I got like 6 or 7 different ESP32s going on behind me. I need to figure out which one is, whatever. Mesh core is better. But Jay Styles, like, you need other people on that same thing. Like, am I just facilitating free texting? Just text with your cell phone. I don't know. It's, I like to get into the goofy hobby stuff sometimes, but my buddies always tell, I play Call of Duty every night or close to every night with Fluffy. If y'all remember Fluffy, I did a video with him one time, and he was real big back in the helium days and stuff. Fluffy shot me, Dave Moorfield, and he gets so excited. He's like, my mesh Meshtastic thing got X amount of nodes connected to it. He's in Denver right now for a work project. He's like, man, I swapped these antennas. Somebody told me to swap antennas, and I got like X amount of nodes now connected to my Meshtastic. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but 619, if I'm not mistaken, there's no internet connectivity to it at all. You're saying if cell phones go down, but nowadays you have cell phones that have satellite backup and can roam onto other things, and you can Wi-Fi onto any other Wi-Fi basically, and still do iMessage and Wi-Fi calling, and then you can only text people who are on Meshtastic. No, you can buy two. So here's one for you. People use it for hunting. You can use it to track your dogs or text your buddy the next mountain over. Without a tower, just a few examples. What's a mountain? We don't have. We're all flat around here, but I know what you meant. No, and I can understand that. But so does it put off like a SSID where my phone would connect to that SSID and my phone would use the Meshtastic network, or do you have to use like a Meshtastic type device? Yes, I have AT&T, so or FirstNet. I have. That's why my work phone for years, my work phone was a Verizon, and my personal phone was AT&T, and I did that purposely so in case I had service on one and not the other, or vice versa. But it got to a point that I was hunting and going to so many places away from interstates, Texas, Missouri, Mississippi, Central Louisiana. Verizon didn't work. In all three places I just mentioned, Central Louisiana, my hunting lease there, cabin that was there, Mississippi, Missouri, Texas was the worst. 20 or 30 miles from the ranch I was going to in Texas, you could take the Verizon phone and throw it out the window. Like, you weren't getting nothing. That was my work phone. And there's times where if the radio system goes down or something IT related goes down, even though I'm on vacation and I'm out of pocket, if it's something with the radio system, can't have guys without radios. I'm going to have to answer the phone and try to help them out somewhat. Tell them what to do. Or tell them what button to go and reset. So I end up having to get an AT&T phone. The only thing that sucks is now when I'm in the middle of the woods hunting, no matter where I'm at, AT&T's got basically full strength in the rural areas. So, I was testing these out. I was giving these as a demo, the Rapid Radios. And I have to say, Rapid Radios, basically whatever I got on my AT&T phone is what Rapid Radio shows. But I haven't been anywhere yet. I'm taking these to Missouri just so I can test them out. I'm trying to get another company to give me some demos called Talk to Me, Talk the number 2 Me, and I'm trying to. He wanted to talk to me at one point about possibly demoing a radio, but what I like about his radio is with these, if you lose cellular, you're done. You have to have at least some kind of cellular with some company. It'll roam to different ones. If you can't get cellular, if there's a mass, holy hell, every cell phone company's down type thing, i.e. hurricanes down in Louisiana, this is worthless. It won't talk radio to radio. Talk to Me has a second antenna right here. Looks like it grew a freaking horn right in the middle. And that has UHF capability. So you can use it for GMRS, ham, or just radio to radio, even possibly commercial if you're licensed for it. And that's why I like to Talk to Me radios. Now, again, they're a little bit more than what this one is, but it gives you that off-air thing. I know I don't mean this to be a thing, but, so I am about having some kind of backup thing. When my son and I are going hunting, depending on what hunting stand we use in Mississippi, every now and then you get inside of a stand and you don't have coverage. Now, if you just walked outside the emergency, outside the stand, you'd get at least one bar that you can connect with somebody. But that's where something like this will come in, or Meshtastic, you know, or something like that. Phone connects with Bluetooth to it, but you can use independently with smart screens too. Look up SenseCap Master. Those are the best to start with and cheap to play around with. I told my buddy that, you know, if he wants to put one together for me, I'll put it on my buddy's tower. He has a spot at like 40 foot. I can get to with a bucket truck, and I'll cover who knows how much with, you know, 40 foot. I'd have to get power to it and put a box on it, but I'll try it out and see if anybody utilizes it. I don't know if you can stick internal antennas onto it, but I mean, I have a stack of non-15 megahertz antennas in my garage right here from Helium. So I use this trackers instead of air tags and luggage. Yeah, Dave or Fluffy, whatever y'all want to call him, whatever y'all know him. I know on 619, I know you know him, but he's using the Hell Tech. He told me that. I don't know if you're friends with him on Facebook or anything like that. And I know, guys, we way off the crypto environment right now, but hey, man, it's something interesting to talk about. I don't know. Let's see. Tested his Meshtastic nodes that I built, and I was a bit surprised with the results. Dave's come a long way. Dave, I convinced Dave to get in the ham radio a couple of years back. He has fallen in love with it, got bitten by the bug, and now he is building his own ham antennas. If any of y'all are even into that, POTA is something that we all do. Parks on the air. When you go to a park and you get out in nature and you activate and that kind of stuff like that. And he is building his own antennas for that. And he has sent me one or two of them. And mine's in my box ready to go for me to Missouri, because when I go to Missouri, I also activate it. He calls this the Froggy antenna because it's 3D printed, looks like a frog. I mean, the wire's wrapped around here. But phenomenal. Look, I've tested a lot of antennas in my time, but for HF antenna that you can throw and go, it's resonant on a whole bunch of frequencies. He does a damn good job. But anyway, that's his Meshtastic. He even had a post where this dude brought these things in the freaking airport. That's his Meshtastic node. I'm guessing this is one he made because that's his ham call sign, no love. But he told me that he swapped. Let me see. He told me that he swapped a he couldn't get a GPS fixed on the plane, but he's able to contact nodes from 33,000 feet up. That's what he says. But hey, you know, somewhere he sent me a post about changing antennas out. I don't know. He sent me all kinds of instructions. Yeah, right there. Heltec V3 case. Heltec V3 case from Meshtastic by Tony G. Whatever. Laura V3 development board. Tell you what, guys, I know some RF stuff and I know radio stuff. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm completely lost in this Meshtastic thing. So yes, my local SWAT team is on my ass right now about ATAC. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but there are certain big SWAT teams and 3-letter agencies in Texas using them. They really use them a lot in Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. And my SWAT guy is all about setting that up. And we were even trying to get a grant for it. Yeah. Cause I texted him a while back. I said, the thing you were asking about for y'all's comms, this is for SWAT team. What was that called? And he said ATAC. So yep, ATAC. And 3-letter agencies are using them. That is correct. That is correct. Looking at building a cheap solar repeater. But what are you repeating though? Meshtastic, ATAC, 2-meter ham. Sense cap card tracker, sense cap. Does anybody sell, if I want to be completely lazy about it, does anybody sell a Meshtastic already that you can just power up and go? Oh, let's see. Oh, I also wanted to ask for y'all in here. Who's buying a $5,000 node from Warp? I'll kick in $10 if you do it. Let me tell you something. If you buy a $5,000 node from Helium Deploy, you deserve well more than just 6 months of the DEPIN crypto tracker, no matter how great it is. $250 Warp staking. And let's see, now this one needs an 8-core CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, 50 gigabyte SSD. So you know this is a real working node. It's just, I even told the Helium Deploy guys this. You know, they want us to push Warp. You know, just not really put, just I say push it, meaning, hey, make sure your people that you're following, like, they have a Telegram for us, for YouTubers, and like, hey, make sure you people know that it's dropping. Okay. It's hard to try to convince any of y'all, hey, go buy a $5,000 node. By the way, you also have to buy additional Warp somehow to stake it. And I have no idea what you're going to make. Trust me, bro. No. I mean, y'all do what y'all want to do, not financial advice. gaming is the future. We know that. When I get off of here, I'm going to do my 3 miles and then going to take my shower. Then I'm coming back and I'm playing some Call of Duty with a big fat bowl of very fat and then pretending it's non-fat ice cream and playing games. Call of Duty, not Battlefield 6. But my point I'm making is gaming is big. But $5,000 big on a project that we don't know what the rewards are going to be. Now, maybe I didn't look into it. Maybe in the white paper tells you what kind of reward you're going to get, how many warp you're going to get. Do we have any idea what warps can be worth? I don't know. I think even asking 500 is kind of steep. I was not happy. If y'all watched my video that I put out, I put that out last night. But I was not happy with Beamable going up $80. It was like, what was it, 350 or 375 or something like that. When I did my first video on it, they moved it back by a week and went up on the price. I think it's hard to get people, it's one thing it's hard to get people to buy a $40, $50 Wingbits device that's not TGE yet. And that's a device they get to hold in their hand. You want them to spend money on something they can't even hold in their hand. I don't know. Maybe if I would have kept some of my Zcash, I could have bought this. Right? I like Beamable. I like the project. I like the team. I've told y'all many, many, many times, if I had the fluid money that I could just invest into some of these devices, I would get a Beamable checker node. I'm not lying. I'm not saying that to try to convince y'all. I'm just being for real. I like to be for real with y'all. If I had money to just blow wherever I wanted to blow and just to keep buying stuff, I'd probably buy a $500 one, but I would definitely buy a Beamable if I only have money for each one, because I know Beamable. I know what the project is. I know some of the games. They showed you some of the games that they've been involved in. I like nodes because, like I said, I ain't going to go grab my freaking computer again, but you can hook up to a computer and it just sits in the corner and runs. It's not out in the elements. You don't have to worry about lightning strikes. You don't have to worry about all this stuff like that. I don't know. But Wingbits, where the hell you at? I just, if you would just go TGE, I wouldn't be scraping the bottom for all this stuff. But I don't know, because you know what, I probably won't sell any Wingbits. Even though I got well over like 1.1 million wings right now, or testnet wings. Which one? Warp or Beamable are both gaming. They both got games. Nubula is the one that is for the weather. Well, you know that. I have not heard any news from Nubula at all. If y'all have, let me know. But yeah, the Nubula miners are at all. This is still $300. The Marco is still in stock. I like my Marco. I moved it. I have it on the lake right now, Lake Pontchartrain, by my buddy's restaurant, top of a pole. Get some good wind readings out there. And then, like I said, I bought a Nubula node. I bought it with my own money. I did not get it free from Helium Deploy. I did not get it free from the Nubula project. I paid for it. That should show you how I kind of feel about the project. I will not sit here and tell you I'm 100% comfortable or convinced on the project, but name one crypto project you are. Me being a complete weather nerd, I don't know how you're going to market this when you don't have any idea what this thing, if it's raining or not. To me, raining is one of the main 3 things you need to know: temperature, wind, and rain. And this doesn't check that box. I'm curious on that. If this thing could somehow figure out if it's raining, but I'm gonna tell you that it'll tell you it's windy, but it'll only tell you what freaking direction it's coming in. So if you have a front moving through or a hurricane or tropical system, you look at the weather, you look at the wind direction, And you can tell when, you're past up a certain point in the hurricane because, the wind might be coming like this at first, and then it comes like this, and then it comes like this, and then, then it's coming from the bottom because you're in the tail end of it. With this thing, you ain't going to know. I do question that part of it, but I don't know if it's I have more faith in this one or so much less faith right now in WeatherXM. And I have 2 WeatherXM devices. I've told you all this before. That project looks as stale as bread that's been in my closet for 2 months because my son's not home to eat it. You could probably throw it on this table and break the table. That's how stale and old it is. And that just seems WeatherXM right now. That token is in a free fall. Doesn't seem like they're doing anything to help it. I don't know what's going on with WeatherXM. I know some of y'all like it, so I'm sorry. I'm just calling it like it is. So I don't know if it's more that do I really like Nubla Marco, or do I like it as the most in weather DEPIN right now because the other 2 seem to suck so bad. Does that make sense? But I have a node, and hopefully I can at least make my $300 back. J-Style, send them, brother. I got at least 2 or 3 of these computers right now that are just sitting around that are wiped or they need to be wiped, and I can run. I got fiber connections and I got power and everything like that, and I can run nodes all day. Send them to me. Rory even says, we need rain information. 619. Now the grumpy penalty is minus 100 wings for every time you ask about Wingbits TGE. It's only negative 100 tokens. And when I have 1.1 million, I can stand to lose negative 300 tokens of wings for asking about TGE. Because while I am very tight with the team, I am still because I know how some people are. Some people will twist my words to make it. I think I've upset Axie a little bit because he made a comment, and none of y'all probably caught it, but he made a comment in one of the Discords, and I felt there was a slight towards me because I said something in the video about it. So I have to clarify and make sure I clarify this. I am 110% on board with Wingbits more than any other project. I found some of these other projects I'm doing, it's kind of like just to keep me occupied until Wingbits goes freaking TGE. But I am 110%. I think part of it is my excitement that I think this project is prime for next level stuff. I think they're going to prove to everybody where people think DEPIN keeps failing in certain things, they're going to prove that they can do it right. That DEPIN can survive, that DEPIN does have its place. And I really do. I'm not just saying that because I think I upset them. I'm being dead honest. But here comes the big, fat, hairy but. There have been so many projects and so many tokens and DEPIN projects that have let people down. I'm not going to use the word rug pull because I don't like that word, because I think sometimes projects does fail. People open up businesses every day in the United States, and in several months or a year, they fail. They didn't rug pull people. It's just a lot harder. I have a side business. You know how hard it was at first to get this started until I had a buddy who happened to own, he's up to today, 22 Napa stores that puts my oil in every store. I had to go there after work yesterday because he's wiped out on the shelves. That's how much everybody, I'm not just saying that to be a plug for my oil, because half of y'all probably don't even live in America to buy it from me. But my point is, the first year or two, I sunk some money into this, and I was hurting bad. I wasn't selling to nobody. Nobody wanted to look at it or anything like that. He puts it on his shelves on 8 stores. Then he buys 5 or 6 more. Then he buys 5 or 6 more. Then some old man selling his 5 or 6 stores. And he buys 5 or 6 more Napas. And now he has my oil. He has AMSOIL in 22 stores, and it sells. But at first, I was about to shut down and be done with it. And that was just an online website, me going around talking to people. Businesses fail. And crypto projects fail. You're going to get so many people to invest in it. It's not a rug pull. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some straight, nasty ass rug pulls that are out there. I'm not saying there isn't. but not everyone's a rug pull. But my point I'm getting at is people have been burnt. And I think the Wingpits people know that, but I think they have to remember that sometimes. Now, listen, I don't agree with the comments that were made last week in Wingbits, and I bit my tongue on some of that because accusing some of those people what they were being accused of was wrong, and I felt that I actually did a good job at kind of dampening that down a little bit. But it took everything I heard not to go grumpy ballistic on that asshole that was making them stupid comments. I understand you're concerned. You can be concerned without straight up accusing the team of stupid stuff. And that's where I'm like, okay, maybe I know I'm ready for TG. Maybe I need to calm down a little bit about we're ready for TG because I don't want to be lumped into that category. I understood where he was kind of coming from a little bit, and that's why I put in the message on the Discord, hey, dickhead, I agreed with 37% of your message because I did. Yeah, people who have invested a lot of money in this, we've been at this project for 2.5 years. We'd like to start seeing a little bit of return. Yes, the 20% the 20% of your rewards or 20% bonus is nice, but at some point, and you're right, we only could do TGE once, and after TGE, we're gonna be like, man, you know, okay, maybe I should have been doing a little more 20%. But I can still understand some people who have one station or two stations who put out $1,000 maybe for MGW 310 who like, I would just like to start seeing a little return from this. Well, hey, I've been in this project for 2 years and I'm ready. I can understand both camps. I can. I just think the Wingbits team needs to just kind of understand a little bit of where some of the people are coming from. I understand. Let me tell you, I've had several people from the inside tell me, Robin is more worried about us than he is almost the project. He wants to make sure that we are handled correctly, we are rewarded correctly, and in the future rewarded correctly. I think it's completely awesome that they took Grumpy's advice, at least I'm taking credit for this, by not doing a yearly halving. I think they straight up watched my video and said, you know what, guys, Grumpy said a yearly halving is it for idiots. Let's not put a yearly halving in this. Let's put this scale thing that they're doing in there. So I take credit for that. I know I'm full of shit, but I still take credit for it because I think yearly halvings are horrible for projects. Look at Helium, and he did it every 2 years. GeoNet, I think, is going to shoot themselves in the foot. I'm worried about GeoNet expanding long term. They have a good amount of stations now. People are still buying stations, but let's be honest. In 8 months, we're going to 6 tokens a day. And at today's price, that's probably under $1 a day. Who's going to buy a $600 station, making $1 a day? And then a year after that, so that's 2 years. So that's 20 months away. 20 months away. If you compare to today's prices, you'll add 3 tokens for 50 cents. If my math's correct, I failed college, but I'm still here. Who's buying a GeoNet station for 50 cents a day? That's going to take them 1,200 days to ROI. Using today's numbers, of course. I hate yearly halvings. I hate yearly halvings. To me, there should be just some other way of, you know, listen, I don't know anything about crypto projects. I don't know anything about tokenomics. I use ChatGPT to come up with the grumpy meme coin tokenomics, and even ChatGPT doing it for me, simplified, made my head hurt. I don't know the first thing about creating tokenomics, but I still think just say, hey, we're going to do a yearly halving. It's just lazy writing. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Oh, 619. I think there needs to be a grumpy penalty. If I'm gonna lose negative, if they implement and vote in a negative 100 wings token to be donated to charity every time somebody says win TGE, I think there needs to be a negative 100 wings penalty for every time somebody says win bigger hexes. I think that's the only thing that's fair. But just put negative 100 every time somebody says win. WEN. 619, don't come here with that sarcastic. My head hurts. I tell you, I don't feel good. The halving increases. You had people. You had. Let's listen. I know I'm talking all funny right now because my voice is starting to break up again. But you had people. I will never forget this. In the Helium Facebook groups, I'm still admin because I'm the last guy standing in 2 different Helium Facebook groups. And these jackasses, and excuse my French, but that's the best I can put it. Still, when Helium came up with that first halving, what was that, 2021 maybe, 2022? These idiots thought we're going to Bitcoin prices because we're doing a halving. Look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Look where Bitcoin's at because it did halvings. Dude, we were at $20-something or $30-something at the time, $40-something, whatever it was. And I'll still say halving was one of the first things that killed the rewards on top of 900,000 devices. And we've never recovered since then. But you had people who thought we were going to see Bitcoin type thousands of dollar prices comparing to when Bitcoin first halved and second halved and all this stuff like that, that we should be at Bitcoin pricing by now. And I'm like, y'all are stupid. And I hate to use that word. My mama would be so upset. Y'all are stupid. I know you didn't say it because you on timeout right now. If you say it again, you're gonna get booted from the Discord for 6 months or something like that. And you can't do anything about win bigger hexes now. You know, I still like it currently compared to what it was when we were paying for hexes, because that didn't really make too much sense either. Because, you know, I had 4 friends in the New Orleans area that I put on to, of course, at first it was D-Scam. Now it's, and then now we've moved on to Wingbits. But 3 of my first, me and 2 friends, first ones bought, say, the hex over New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Well, now my 4th buddy wants to know what the hell is going on. And I'm like, well, I like those other 2 people better than you. So like, okay, we done. I'm like, hey, brother, go buy some of these hexes. You see the ones that are purple, you see the ones that were green, whatever color they were, if they only had 1 spot left, you know, and that got old. But if you, but for that short time, or whatever time it was, after they got rid of paying for hexes, while they still had the 2,000 licenses left for DIYs, you paid nothing to get into this project itself. Yes, you paid for a pie or a lead potato, sweet potato. You paid for an antenna. You paid for feedline. You paid for SDRs. But to get into a project, kind of like the same thing, I look at it like Combinder. If anybody knows anything going on with that project, please let me know. Cause I can't handle looking at the Telegram. I guess I should be a good positive YouTuber and look in Telegram for Combinder and Brusho and stuff, but I'm not. I'm lazy. It just, you accidentally press something, you're trying to scroll and you press something and it's going off to another channel, it's going off to another section. I'm like, "Brr." But I don't know. What else, ladies and gentlemen? Anything else? Anything else? That's why I'm saying tech hustlers should stay with gumball machines. Was he doing gumball machines at first? When he first, was that his job before he was doing YouTube videos with devices? I met him through DFly. Um, and that's how, kind of like, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I still say, sometimes X just, like, you know, this is such BS. Like, I just get triggered, you know, whatever. Oh God, I can't. looking. So for those who know Jay Wall's another one who I met strictly through DFly. He was one of the first ones that said, he was the first one that really came out and said, you know, he admitted he got jacked for $4,000. But Jay Wall and Tech Hustler were tight friends, and that's how we all kind of, the three of us, started with DFly. My enemy is my friend type of thing. Who knows what the hell Oreo is now? Who knows what project he's trying to scam people out of now? Those kind of people don't just go away. Every time I see a new project, I am paranoid that is him. I try to look at the website. I try to look at what's going on in the Discord, if I'm even allowed in the Discord. He didn't, he those kind of snakes don't go away, and I don't care. And you still have people to this day, that are going to tell him or one of those 2 or 3 cronies they got that I'm talking ill about DFly. And I guarantee you, I will get a text over the next couple of days at some point saying, I thought you weren't going to talk bad about DFly no more. Dude, he took all your money. But I'm telling y'all, I will get a text over the next couple of days or Facebook Messenger or Discord. Dude, you weren't going to talk about DFly no more. Why couldn't you just leave it alone? Because he scammed people out of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I will say, though, there's only one person that Oreo hated more than me. And I've always said, while me and this dude have never really talked directly, we are bestest friends because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if let me find it. I was going to show y'all. There's only one person that Oreo hated more than me. And Oreo blames me in my YouTube videos for crashing his project. No, brother. You just eventually ran out of people to scam. But there's one person that Oreo hated way more than me. So me and this dude are bestest friends, even though we've never met. But if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, me and Milan are bestest friends. Blood brother. Because y'all thought I'm an a-hole on Discord. This dude wears the true grumpy crown. And he just don't take shit. And I hate to, again, use the word. I hate to curse on YouTube, but I don't know how else to say it. He don't take crap. Me, I've tried to soften myself, because I don't want to be known for that and lose subscribers or not get subscribers. You don't have to worry about that. But I'm telling you right now, Oreo hated this dude. These two dudes went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I wonder if he knows who the real Oreo is from a previous project, because you got people who have all kinds of pending lawsuits on Oreo, but until we ever find out who Oreo really is, those lawsuits ain't going to go nowhere. So I'm hoping one day I'll come across Oreo in a dark alley, because the old school Grumpy is going to come out. Really, I'm just going to hold him there till the FBI or somebody comes so we can get a good identification on him, because he has screwed over so many people. Anyway, you would think to learn a lesson of listening to Grumpy. Pokemon cards. I went to in Baton Rouge. My son came down from college 2 weekends ago. We did a family day in Baton Rouge. They have one of those card collectings in the big mall. We went to the big mall. I stopped in there. I said, let me go see what kind of, just curious to see what's in there. What it is honestly, they do a YouTube, TikTok, whatever else, social media live stream where they pick the cards and stuff like that. And I like the live stream. So literally I went in there, because it's glass and you can see the YouTube studio as they do it. So my ass went in there to go see the mic they were using in the background, and it was way above my production level. It's one guy who has a phone right here, an iPad, 3 or 4 monitors. Like, I was confused just watching it from the outside. But anyway, they got these kids in there pulling Pokemon cards like it ain't nothing. Then you got Pokemon cards on sale in there with the plastic wrap around them for like $500, $700. baseball cards, football. Look, I used to collect baseball cards years ago. I got some in a box still in my attic to this day. Who knows who's in there? And I just hold on to them. And one day I might go, and I'm scared to go in there because there's no telling who's worth what. But it's crazy. It's crazy that these Pokemon cards, not baseball cards with a real person, or a football card with the real person on it, and it's their rookie card or some kind of rare card or something like that. Pokemon. And look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. As a very young person, when Pokemon first came out of cartoons, I was a little intrigued by the video and the Xbox game and that kind of stuff like that. We're talking 30 years ago. But Pokemon cards. My wife's got in this cabinet right here, if I could turn around, these stupid collectible things that all she wanted when we first got together many moons ago was these stupid freaking things in this China cabinet right here. And I ain't gonna tell you what I paid for them because they were worth stupid money. And I bet today, they ain't worth freaking nothing. I'm going to grab one. I'm just going to grab one to show you how stupid I was. Maybe if I start selling them one by one, she won't realize it. I could pay for my hunting trip. Dreamsicles. How many of y'all old enough to remember Dreamsicles? This is the stuff my wife wanted when we were dating and engaged. This is what she wanted, which was easy because you go to the local jewelry store and you say, what's the new Dreamsicle or the hot Dreamsicle? And it is. So I didn't have to, it was, trust me, it was a lot easier to pick out gifts back then. Y'all know my ass is going. Y'all know my ass. As soon as we get off this live, I've already forgotten what I was supposed to do when I got off the live. Oh, I was supposed to go find my Z miner. I'm going to Google some of these things. Dreamsicle number 11593, signed by Kristen in 2000. She says they ain't worth nothing. They want it. She could be freaking lying to me, and she could be selling them. DC 165. That's a little number from 1995, y'all. I bet half y'all weren't even freaking born yet. If y'all are coming, I see some people just joining recently within the last 2 or 3 minutes. I just jumped up like 4 people. I swear you're not on the wrong YouTube live. This is the Dreamsicle live. The crypto live's over with. We're now on Dreamsicles, trying to price what our wives and girlfriends' Dreamsicles are so we can find out how much crypto we can go buy while Vet's at $1. I mean, at 0.017. Come on, Milkman. Don't be kicking me in the balls, dude. Well, I told you, and you got to remember with inflation, what I paid for back in 1990. We started dating in 1999, 2000, 2001. Got married in 2003. Yes, this is what you wanted to. If I told you what I paid for them, y'all would, y'all look. I might have gave y'all the wrong Zcash advice. Y'all gonna stick around. But if I told y'all what I paid for these things, y'all would kick me in my balls and leave. Dreamsicle 11589, Kristen 2001. I'm telling you, these things were supposed to be the next. These were the next Cabbage Patches and all this other stupid stuff. Fudge, man. It's worth more than my Zcash. Yeah. Let me tell y'all. If any of y'all own, let me tell you what I'll do for y'all because I love y'all so much. Especially y'all 15 people who are here right now. Y'all go right now and y'all buy some of these goofy Dreamsicles for $5 on eBay. And then what I'll do is I'll accidentally knock this thing over, smash them all, throw them away. Because I can't just go throw them away. I have to make a reason why I throw them away. And I guarantee you this will be like Zcash. I guarantee as soon as I throw that, I'm telling you right now, there's probably 100. Oh no, I got a whole, Jesus. a whole nativity set with we had to get every single character for the nativity set. It comes with a wood barn with the baby Jesus and baby Mary, Joseph, and the 3 wise men and the little lambs and everything else, and whoever else came to that party. I got the whole set. I'll smash them bitches too. Cause I guarantee you, as soon as I smash them, then they will go up to $100-something a piece, or $200 or $500. Guaranteed. Cause that's how my luck works. Zcash, man. Jesus, Zcash. That's disgusting. Just like when I was on the live and I showed y'all my Nadix wallet, and my Nadix wallet had $800, almost, or was it $900 worth of Nadix, and I was like, holy hell, I need to start pushing this project. Then what happens? 2 weeks later, they decided they're not gonna really reward people for the camera thing no more. They're only gonna do the VX360, whatever. And what happens to the token price? It crashes. You know what I got today in Zcash? I mean, in Nadix, $400. Now, here you go again. The 15 people are here. So tell me, do I sell Nadix now at $400 and make $400 off of it? Or do I hope it recovers just somewhat after this hard ass drop it just had? It maybe get $600 out of it. See my dilemma? Just like I had people tell me sell Crow at 40 cents and I didn't listen, and Crow is at 15 cents, right? 14 cents right now. Welcome. Hey, I got hemorrhoids. Welcome to the club. Oh, Hummels. I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Hummels. What the hell are Hummels? Hummel figures. Same thing. This is the female version of Hummels. Is Hummels retired? Yes, Matt Hummels is retired. Oh, that's Matt Hummels. Dude, this Hummel right here is worth $173. Kiss my ass, dude. Put that 400 in Rover. You think so? I think I need a hunting license for Missouri right now, and I don't have $290 just laying around for a hunting license. Oh, no. I'm getting in trouble for messing with these things. If she came in this door right now, I could be surfing porn and she'd be like, put that stuff away. If I'm playing with these things, she will freak the F out. Freak out. Every now and then she does say, I can't believe we invested all this stuff. Like, these things ain't worth hardly anything now. And I blew up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I blew up. I'm like, you told me to buy these freaking things. And ever since then, she has never brought them up again. Never. Or then she says, don't play with them. Keep the doors closed so the dog can't actually get into it, or the china cabinet, or the kids when they were younger. But Elias, again, this is the #1 dilemma in crypto. You hang on to it for what? If people are pissed off at Nadix because this is another project that their original aspect, which was the video camera on your car, got them to where they are today. And now they're basically saying, screw you. Now we're only going to really reward the VX360 side of this project because that's where all the data and the money's at. So how do you know it's going to ever go back up? How do you know it's not going to continue? And then my $400 today is not worth $200 2 weeks from now, when all these other cryptos start going up. I'm gonna tell you, this is, of course, especially if you watch this video, you'll never follow me for financial advice and TA ever again. But what I've watched 3 different YouTubers say just today is, this is not a bear market. This is not time to go panic, because as soon as this, we got some other thing for crypto clarity coming out, and as soon as this government shutdown is ended and Democrats quit crying about giving free health care and the affordable, was it Medical Act or whatever it's called, affordable insurance, whatever like that, Affordable Care Act, needs subsidiaries to be affordable, then apparently affordable is not the correct term to use. They told y'all it was a bad idea from the beginning. Obama shoved that through. Maybe it's not affordable. People who can't afford insurance and can't afford bills now, y'all are forcing them to buy insurance or screwing them on their taxes. Maybe if they need subsidiaries, it's not affordable. You got the government shut down. And why I'm pissed off? Because I have several friends in the federal workforce who are at home bitching every day on Facebook, and I'm bitching with them because I think I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Y'all are playing with people's livelihoods here. And y'all know I don't like getting political, but I'm on it now. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. It's called compromise. You can't have both parties saying, if you don't give it our way, we're not coming back. We don't give it our way, you're not coming back. You don't give it our way, you're not coming back. You don't give it. It's called compromise. Y'all gotta have to figure it out, because I have friends who are suffering right now. I have a friend who put on Facebook she says, did you ever think you'd get a check stub with zeros on it? They sent them a check stub for paydays tomorrow, Friday, but they get it on Wednesday. We get the same thing. She literally has zeros for everything. This girl's got kids. Quit this crap with the government shutdown. But what I'm getting at is, I've watched 3 different YouTubers today who I trust would actually know their TA stuff, who said they think you're going to see this surge. You have, I feel like I've said this before, but you have some kind of crypto thing coming up, legislature, another one. You have eventually at some point this government shutdown is going to end, hopefully sooner than later. Then you have another rate drop coming at some point, even though economists are saying it's not good to have it, but they don't care. They're going to do it anyway. With those 3 days, with those 3 things, we're hoping to get back on track and all this crypto get back on its upward trajectory. Now, are we going to have a strong alt season? My magic 8 ball is leaning to no. Are we going to have a rise in alt season? Yes. Are we going to see all-time highs again? Maybe I'm just being negative because I don't feel good and I'm exhausted. Y'all tell me. I can't see it. I could be way wrong, but we should have been starting this upward trend by now. I kept saying November, December, starting end of October, November, December into January, hard alt season. That's why I told you I'm planning on selling a lot of my goofy projects, my demos, my silencios, my natics, sword chains. I was planning on selling all that around January because I thought we'd be up there. I just don't see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too negative. Maybe I need a drink. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee real bad. Yeah, who farted left? Oh, if who farted was here, this is all Trump's fault. Trump just sat and did all this. This was all 100% Trump's fault. And he listens to this media up in Canada, and he claims it's independent. I will say it's not, and he sends me some links every now and then. It is not 100% pro-liberal. But it still ain't that independent, because we can say there are some positive things the man has did. And we also have to remember they had a record number of Democrats. And I bring this up every time. There was a record number of Democrats that voted for that man. Blame it on Democrats for not having a better person. And the best part is they're talking about she's going to run again. Are you just trying to hand the Republicans another presidential thing? They're going to run Kamala Harris with AOC. I think I'd vote for Oreo from D-Fly, literally, for president before I voted for AOC. The girl was a bartender 3 years ago. And she talks on TV like she's all smart and she don't know what the hell she's talking about. She runs out of this little section as a House of Representative member, and she just thinks she's the mightiest thing in the Democratic Party. Look, guys, I don't mean to get into all this, because I'm gonna tell y'all, I told y'all from the beginning, I just want to start my own. I lost five subscribers just talking about that. Told y'all, you can't talk politics. You can say you hate everybody, somebody's gonna get pissed off. You can say you love everybody, somebody's gonna get pissed off. But I just talk facts. It's facts. I don't agree with Trump making the ballroom right now in East. And look, I'm not saying even if he's paid for it or not paid for it, it's just bad timing, bad optics. You know, you got a government shutdown going on, and you're worried about that. And there was something else that they reported on today that he was doing. Now he's talking about sending troops into San Francisco. Like, come on, dude. You know, you got ADD, bro. You're all over the place. All over the place. Boy, for 2028. I might take that back. I didn't say I'd vote for him. I just said I would vote for him before I'd vote for AOC. Trust me, I wanted an independent candidate so bad for the first time in my life in this last election. And not that I even liked RFK. It was just that he was the other. I knew he didn't have a chance to win, so I didn't care if RFK was there or a literally Oreo cookie was there. I don't. But when I saw a record number of Democrats, yeah, Kamala Harris, I'll never forget. And they still show the video every now and then on YouTube. You'll see it where CNN was live showing, hey, let's see how many districts Kamala Harris gained more than Joe Biden. Like Joe Biden would have lost and gained not a single one. Democrats or voters were sick of losing jobs, sick of the open borders. That's what they voted for. And now Democrats today are still fighting against it. And I don't understand. I'm like, guys, open up your eyes. I'm very curious to see what happens in some of these elections that are coming up. But Trump's pissed people off too. I don't know. All right, no more politics. I lost 2 more subscribers. Two more live viewers. Anyway, listen, I got buddies in California that are pleading for National Guard. Los Angeles. They work in Los Angeles. They have a friend. They showed me the video. It's not fake news. They showed me not video, I lied. Pictures. Homeboy got a freaking rock thrown through the windshield of his car. Don't tell me, CNN, that it's nonviolent and that people are making stories up. Chicago has 18 shootings in a weekend. 18 people killed in a weekend. We don't need National Guard. The hell you don't. And let me tell you something else. Look, we're on this subject. Just screw it. Whoever wants to leave, leave. Let me tell you something about the National Guard. They don't do shit. They're there for optics. It's your 3-letter groups that are working behind the scenes. You look at Washington, D.C., National Guard ain't did nothing. They're there for optics. You know who made all those arrests and took all those guns off the street in Washington, D.C. that first weekend? And they had 21 days with no shootings or killings or anything? National Guard didn't do anything. They come down for the hurricane. You know what? During the hurricane, they got guns. Give you all a hint, they're not loaded. They're there for optics. It's the 3-letter groups that are working in the background. FBI, DEA, whatever, ICE, whoever. That is who's doing the work. They're trained to do the law enforcement on the federal level, and that's who's doing the work. I chuckle and laugh when I see these people losing their minds over the National Guard coming, because the National Guard is there strictly for optics. And they're losing their mind like as if they're going to be militarized or whatever. Y'all don't know what the hell. Y'all are just bitching to be bitching. Because you know what? There was a Democrat in office in the state of Louisiana, and they had no problem shoving the National Guard into New Orleans. NOPD hated it. And Democrats shoved the National Guard into New Orleans because crime had got so bad. And guess what? You didn't hear nothing about it. You didn't hear nothing on CNN, Fox News, nowhere. Trump does it. Oh my God, we're getting militarized. That's the end of it. We're going to have the purge next. It's facts. People can get pissed off. Y'all can quit watching. Y'all can unsubscribe, but it's the facts. And if y'all can't handle facts, I'm sorry. I try to keep my biased opinion to myself, but that is facts. The National Guard is there for show. The National Guard's like, hey, look at us. Hey, look at us. Don't worry about those 3-letter guys going behind y'all to put y'all ass in jail for shooting. They're not just putting people in jail for the hell of it. But the National Guard ain't doing all that. But you got people losing their minds over it. And I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible when you have people, and they showed you in Chicago where these innocent families and little kids were getting shot and killed, and you have the mayor on there saying, we don't need no help. We don't need the National Guard. That's freaking horrible. If I was a mayor and they're killing my people like that, I'd be like, please send me all the help you can get. Save at least one innocent life. Don't worry about them kids that got shot over there. We don't need no help. Not no help from Trump. Bullshit. It's horrible. No kid, innocent kid who's playing in their front yard, who's playing in their front living room. I have been on a scene and I'm getting chills and goosebumps thinking about it. Little girl, look, I'm trying not to lose it. Little girl playing on the freaking floor of her living room with her grandfather. Man been through wars. 70-something years old. Some guys were walking in front of their house. They didn't live there. They lived down the street. And these gangbangers decided to do a drive-by on that house. You think they shot the bad guys they were trying to hit? No. You want to know who died? The man who survived Vietnam, who was playing on the floor with the little girl. And the little girl didn't make it either. That's the kind of people that get killed in this shit. And you're going to have people, that same thing happened in Chicago, in Los Angeles, in these other places, in Portland. And they're going to sit there and say, we don't need no National Guard. That's bullshit. Now, look, y'all make me break my wife's thing. And that's why I get pissed off with it. I would be accepting any help you can get. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Dude, don't even bring up COVID. Don't even bring up COVID. I had multiple friends in New Orleans. New Orleans had a bar that had been open for X amount of years through wars and everything. Couldn't survive COVID. Well, you can't have customers come out. I had friends that had businesses all over the place that lost their freaking business because COVID. And they're gonna march out there about no King's Day, no King's Day, no King's Day. But don't leave the house without a mask on. Drive down the road with a mask on. Well, only go up these grocery aisles with the arrows going this way. You're gonna call Trump a king? Get out of here. It's hypocrisy. That's my problem with politics. It's hypocrisy. And right now, while I'm picking on Democrats, I'm gonna say both sides have it. Both sides have it. And it's disgusting. It's just, that's why I don't care who has the majority, who has the minority. I don't care what the Senate looks like, anything like that. We'll never get anything accomplished for the next couple of years in this. I've always said Trump can come out and cure cancer, and the Democrats will complain that he's trying to put cancer medicine research places out of business. It's true. But it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I went long enough. It's been 2 hours. I gotta use the bathroom bad. All that water and stuff I've been drinking. Doctor changed my blood pressure medicine. I don't know why my blood pressure's up. That's one thing I have not did the video. Y'all remember when I did that Debo video? And every time I talk about Debo, it's something he did. I would sit there and take my temperature. Oh, my temperature. I would sit there and take my blood pressure. And I would sit there and show you all the results, and it'd be flashing red because my blood pressure was so high. That was a cool Demo video. See, where else are y'all going to get videos like that? You know, people say they like my videos because I'm real and raw. It don't get no real than that. I'm grumpy and I got high blood pressure and had to get my gallbladder ripped out. Still paying them bills on that. Jesus, poor Ash in the hospital. They might get all their money one day, but you know, send them a little bit every month, a little collection. Jesus, I need a vacation soon. Y'all don't get upset with me. I know some of y'all got upset with me last year when I went to Missouri hunting because I didn't do nothing for 7 days. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to do any kind of update from Missouri where I go hunting at because it's very rural. I got one bar service. I did get some two new FirstNet devices. FirstNet, for those, I know some of y'all don't know who FirstNet is. FirstNet is for the public safety aspect of AT&T, whatever. Basically, it's its own cell phone service now, but it's backed by AT&T. But anyway, they got FCC approval to have high-powered devices again. What I mean by high power is if for those who are old enough, back in the mid-90s when I first got a cell phone, the bag phone, and I didn't have the big goofy Miami Vice looking phone, but the bag phone and like 1 or 2 phones of that, they were a full 3 watts of power. That's why everybody got tumors in their head. The cell phones nowadays are like 0.3 milliwatts. Well, FirstNet got approval for 3 watt full, they call them HP devices, HPDs or something like that. And I've got 2 of them. We bought them from work. They're in my unit because my unit's used for communications for different events and different incidents and stuff. And I'm taking one of those with me to Missouri because that's going to be my test. You know, we don't lose a lot of cell phone stuff around here unless it's a hurricane. I'm taking it to Missouri. Told them, they know about it. I ain't sneaking nothing. But I'm just going to take it and keep it connected when I'm going to these different places in Missouri. And I want to see what the connection's like. And if it truly is high powered, and if I get more than 1 bar, I might be able to upload something for y'all. So we'll see. Oh, y'all smash the like button before y'all leave out. The 10 people that are still here, I keep forgetting to say that. Yeah, smash the like button. I appreciate everybody that stuck around with me and everything. We had a good live. I enjoy these. You know, sometimes I just keep rambling on and none of y'all set me straight. You know, somebody's gonna be looking at this live tomorrow and be like, what the hell were they talking about Dreamsicles for? I need to go put a chapter in this. Dreamsicles start here. Somebody's gonna hit that chapter like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah. Grumpy loses it. New blood pressure medicine's failing already because he looked at the price of Zcash or whatever, and then he looked up Dreamsicle prices. So, all right, boys and girls, thank y'all. Somebody get the light on the way out. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. And we'll be back later with another video at some point. Thank y'all. See y'all. Have a good